Hello TikTokers, it's Kate here again for my authistic blog, and today I want to talk about books about autistics versus books by autistics. And I have my sister Anne, who's off camera. She's joined. Hello Anne. She's joined in before with some of these, but definitely doesn't want to come on camera, which I don't blame her. It took me ages to do it. Anyway, so is books about autistics or books by autistics, or is it not an either or thing? I see many people asking for examples, particularly of female autistics in books and films. And before thinking about myself in these terms, I thought of Saga in, is it The Killing? Was it The Killing?
No, The Bridge.
I thought it was the other one that was in The Bridge.
No,
she was in The Bridge. Okay, yeah. Saga in The Bridge as a good example. But now, yes. I don't know if you think this, Anne. I was just thinking maybe it was a little too laboured, as if the actor was trying too hard to capture all what it is to be autistic.
Yeah, it was a bit over the top, I thought. It was kind of pushing the point home. And I don't think most people who are autistic are like that.
And she said, it was, I mean, having said that, I did love her quirky character and her vulnerability. And she used her neurodiversity to solve crimes and thought outside the box.
That was good. I thought.
But anyway, I am a slow reader, so I only read about a dozen books a year.
That's the ADHD.
Yeah, but once I was diagnosed, I did seek out books by autistic women about their own experiences, or more from the empirical research point of view, coming from a psychology background as I do.
I know.
And one of the first books that was recommended via a forum was Sarah Hendricks' Autism in Women and Girls.
I think I read.
And
Did you buy it for me?
I bought it for you.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know if I don't think I have it to hand, but you also gave me ones, and I found the Sarah Hendricks one very comprehensive, and
it explained a lot.
And not only was she autistic herself, she used to work at Axia, where we received our diagnosis.
It's a shame we haven't got those contacts.
I know. I think she might work there, and I don't know if she had a break or something. I think she might work there again. Someone said. But anyway, after that, we both, didn't we? We sought out lots of books about autism and ADHD, which I haven't done a big talk.
My mum calls ABCD.
Yeah, I haven't done a big talk about that yet, because I've got there's so much to say about that I haven't collected my thoughts together on that. And
as well.
In fact, I think I've said I probably only read the those two books. The one I bought you, Sarah Hendricks, and there was another one you bought me, which is American, which is about women on the spectrum. I can't remember the title. I would hold them up, and I've bought you a lot on ADHD, haven't I? And I think when you're newly diagnosed, you become voracious, wanting to read everything about it.
Would, because when we try and follow programs and you ask me what they say, I haven't a clue.
I know. I say, what did they just say there? And you say, I don't know. And I think, oh, that's great. Anyway, once I decided to chart my own writing journey, I began to think of my own books and characters in these terms. And I've already, I don't know if you looked at it, Anne, but I've previously done a blog about Kathy and Helen from my novel Fruit Woman.
Have I looked at that?
I don't know, but I did. It was one of my early ones, but I thought Kathy was definitely autistic, even though it wasn't recognised then. But she would ask people, suddenly go off at a tangent, and she'd ask them, as soon as they come in the room, she'd ask them about reincarnation or something.
Sounds like me.
And Helen, they were both bullied at school, and I felt they were quite vulnerable and young for their age.
Yeah, and I think that applies to people with autism.
It does.
They do often seem quite childlike.
Yeah, well, I did another blog on that one, because
that's quite nice.
It is, and I also explored the synesthesia of Elaine in The Colour of Wednesday, because, you know, I talked about that, colours of days of the week. That's been a previous blog. And I had already included some ADHD, which I mean by that, I mean people with autism and ADHD, but actually they were separate. I had a separate, well, no, I didn't invent it. No, they talk about ADHD. If you've got them both, but actually these children that I included in Savage to Savvy, they weren't, that one of them had autism and one of them had ADHD, but I didn't know about myself, and I felt I was very much following the sort of received wisdom at that time, which was in the noughties, that, you know, it was just children, and, you know, I think they were both boys as well, you know. I think those sort of things that
they stuck, didn't they?
Well, yeah, but I did write. Yeah, I mean, it's not that boys obviously do get that, but, you know, I did have a neurodiverse girl in there who had Tourette's, actually. But anyway, I have read novels too by other autistics like Rosalie Warren, which you've read, and
I really enjoy her novels.
Oh, they're great, and yes. But they don't. What I was going to say in this blog, I don't want to make it too long. It's already 6 minutes, so I'm not going to carry on much longer. But I don't require autistic characters. So, in other words, I enjoy reading characters that are interesting, and so that's where Rosalie Warren, for instance, she is autistic, but her characters aren't necessarily. But I just like exciting characters with great storylines. But I know that other autistics definitely say, could you recommend a book where there's a strong autistic character? So they like to see themselves represented more typically in novels and films, to feel represented and validated, and I understand that as well. Anyway, that's thank you, Anne. Anyway, I just wanted what other people thought. How about you? And if you think of good examples where autistics, particularly women autistics, have been well portrayed and who are very relatable, then do mention in the comments section. Anyway, this has been quite a long one, so I better finish now. And thank you, Anne, for joining me. Bye. Bye.